Hey guys, it's Abby with MotorCityNerds, and when I did my Barbie review and all of my footage got messed up, I just called it a day, and I was like, I'll wait for it to come to streaming. Well, it finally did. Remember to like the video, it really helps me out, but there's been a million reviews on this, so this is going to be really quick. I did like this. I felt like it was too long in places. I liked the musical numbers, but I do feel like they both went on for too long. I felt like it couldn't pick if it wanted to be a full-blown musical or not, but Greta Gerwig, I'm nitpicky there. Greta Gerwig is an amazing filmmaker. I think it's visually stunning. I think the worlds she made were really cool. I think where it drags is with Will Ferrell. I really liked that it ended up not being the girl, but the mom. I thought that was a really cool twist on it. I definitely think Margot Robbie will be and should be nominated for an Academy Award for acting. I think the acting, they're great. Ryan Gosling really kills it. I hyped this movie up from the jump, and I was like, I don't think this is going to be what people expected, but this wasn't even what I expected. This was a lot. And I really enjoyed it and really liked it, and it makes you think and it makes you feel, and that's what a movie should do. Here's where I think this movie really messed up, and I thought it messed up before, but now even more so, I'm like, you guys should have marketed this better. A lot of the marketing around it was like, oh, it's Barbie and it's pink and it's fun, and I knew because I follow movies that it wasn't just going to be some like cookie cutter thing about Barbie. I knew it was going to be something more than that. I didn't know it was going to be this much more, and I feel like they should have just straight up marketed this to adults and been like, this is going to be more for you, not even teens. I felt like they were really going for that young adult market with this, and I'm like, no, they are, for sure. I'm not saying young adults can't enjoy this, but the way it was marketed was like, adults will really like it, because, and it might not be for little kids, just know that going in, but this is a lot, and it's a lot to take in, but the jokes are great, they all land, they're hilarious. Having all the different Barbies and be like all these different little girls and everything, I really liked that. Like I said, the world building in this is really well done. But I definitely think the number in the beginning goes on for too long. But we're getting introduced to so much in it. It's great, it's awesome, but I'm like, I feel like the whole movie could have been cut down 10 minutes. And I felt like a couple of scenes went on too long, but specifically the music numbers. But it's not that I didn't enjoy them. And I will say this till the cows come home, because this was very stylized, even in other scenes that weren't music numbers, like a musical. But also with, obviously, the musical numbers, a musical is so hard to do and, do correctly, and not just filming it and directing it and everybody doing everything correctly, but just to use it to move the story and everything. And this does a really good job of doing that, but also just making it a fun time. It's not even that, teens wouldn't get it, but I was like, there were some really heavy, jokes in this and some big themes going on in this, and that's what I mean here. I'm not saying that it can't be for teens or anything like that. It definitely can be. It should be. Like I said, this is a whole lot to take in. They're not saying, the crazy part is they're not saying that much. It's putting everything right in your face that's like, oh man, it's really coming at me. But I'm just saying it's not the subjects that I think would be an issue. I feel like some of the humor or some of the references or some of those things they're just a little higher. I just feel like this would be more towards people in their 20s or mid-20s and up would really enjoy this. And under that, they'll like it. It's fine. Or I can definitely see it being a bigger thing with an older group, and I wish they would have marketed it that way. And by saying they're not saying that much, I don't mean that the movie wasn't saying anything. I mean that they took one basic thing in our world and did a whole ass movie and character arcs with just that. They did a really good job of going men aren't bad. They're not all bad, but some things are not cool and not okay, and I felt like they did a good job with it. And I feel like if they would have done this with something else or a different story and not Barbie, I feel like it would have been heavy-handed and we'd be critiquing it for that. But because they're just outright saying these things, like the patriarchy and all these things, it's in your face. It's right there. There's no denying it. But I feel like with the way they did it is so masterfully done that it works, and it's actually funny and actually fun to watch. I'll tell you what scene I think was best was when they first get to the real world and they're rollerblading, and she's talking about how she feels afraid the whole time and has anxiety and doesn't know what these things are. And when she's like, when I'm feeling like, and then he's like, people are looking at me with respect. That was the best scene in the whole thing. This was really emotional. This is an emotional movie. It hits you really, really hard at points. It does. It hits you really hard, and it's really good. I think it's really, really well done. I just can't see them nominating this for Best Movie, but I can definitely see acting and everything and it definitely deserves to be nominated for stuff. It's great. The set design, oh my god, geez. Barbie's a great movie. It is. It's just a lot. My focus is more on like, man, I thought you already didn't market this correctly. Now I really don't think you marketed this correctly. And I felt that way after I saw it the first time, but rewatching it, I will say watching it a second time, I like it even more. I'm Abby with Motor City Nerds. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought about Barbie. And yeah, we got other stuff to talk about.